Towards the end of the 19th century, some European artists began to take an interest in certain non-European visual traditions. Intrigued by the newly discovered Japanese prints, the Impressionists launched a fresh campaign to incorporate such prints or certain visual elements derived from them into their paintings, a movement referred to as Japonism in the last few decades of the century. Flatness, solid bright colors, and colorful motifs were among the main elements artists such as Whistler and Van Gogh were captivated by, and made constant use of them in their art. In the early years of the 20th century, this fascination with Eastern and some other non-European visual traditions, coupled with other socio-political tendencies in the Western world, gave rise to the birth of modern art. Isms flourished, and a modern visual language was born, which was said to break away from almost every artistic principle developed by then, from perspective and chiaroscuro to color harmony and realism. Henri Matisse and André Derain, influenced by Van Gogh and Gauguin, began using wild, unnatural colors in stark contrast to start Fauvism in the first few years of the century. Matisse was an avid collector of Persian carpets and African art. His colors were mostly unmixed and seemed incongruous, complementary color patches with no blending, suggesting a carpet-like woven design. Drawing upon Matisse paintings, his portraits in particular, I decided to make a portrait with bold complementary colors of green and red, with minimum blending. I mixed charcoal as the opening basis for the drawing, and then added red and green pastels. As you can see, likeness and realism are not my priorities. My intention is to create a patchwork of broken color design to suggest livelihood and color relationships. you.